How 365 Days became Netflix's worst reviewed big hits. Critically panned, the steamy Polish flick is a streaming success, thanks to typed teenagers and curious fans. But there's also a growing backlash from those who say it glorifies rape culture. And chickens, he got a call from his agent that a team of Polish filmmakers wanted to offer him the role of a mafia boss in the erotic thriller 365 Days, a part that required someone Italian and very good looking. I woke up, called my guarding boss and said, "I'm not coming in today. My stomach doesn't feel good," the 29-year-old father of two recalled. He boarded a plane to Poland and his life hasn't been the same since. Despite a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 365 Days, directed by Bialowas and Tomasz, quickly became a viral sensation when it arrived on Netflix worldwide on June 7, following a successful theatrical run in Poland and a limited British release earlier this year. Scripted in English with occasional subtitled Polish and Italian, the dicey plot clearly didn't deter viewers. The Sicilian Mafia boss Massimo, Morrone, kidnaps the unsuspecting Laura, the Polish newcomer Anna-Maria Sieklucka, and gives her 1 year to fall in love with him before he'll free her from his palatial lair amid a growing backlash. Critics say it glorifies rape culture and Stockholm syndrome. Fans say it's been unfairly maligned. What isn't in dispute is that nearly a month after its streaming debut and with seemingly no promotion, the film remains among Netflix's top 10 most watched titles in the United States and other countries, including Australia, Britain, Brazil, France, Spain and India. Based on the first in a best-selling trilogy of Polish novels by Lipinska, 365 Days leans heavily into travel porn, wealth porn and softcore actual porn, apparently an appealing combination in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis when many viewers have been at home for months on end. In a way, it was almost custom-made for pandemic viewing. Beautiful people having exotic sex in opulent settings, said Caitlin Benson-Elliott, an associate professor of Georgetown University and an expert on movie viewing habits. There are plenty of simulated carnality to ogle in the film's 114 minutes. Breasts, buttocks, palatial, cunnilingus, nipple tweaking, seductive ice cream licking and more. And since Netflix defines a viewer's watching a mere 2 minutes of a title, it's impossible to know if a majority of viewers watched the full movie or skipped to the more tantalizing scenes. Teenagers on TikTok were some of the first to spread word of 365 Days by filming themselves reacting to the sex scenes with a mix of shock and admiration. I did not expect this kind of movie to be on Netflix. Maybe, like, late-night HBO, Noah Holyfield, an 18-year-old Chicago whose reaction video has more than 2.6 million views, said in an interview. Some joke that they too would like to be kidnapped by Massimo, and his catchphrase, "Are you lost, baby girl?" Often stylized baby girl to mirror Morrone's elocution, is now a meme set to music in which the users eagerly respond, "Yes, daddy." I don't see anything problematic with the relationship of Massimo and Laura other than the fact that he kidnapped her and planned to keep her kidnapped for 365 days, another TikTok user, Marion Hawkins, said in an interview. Hawkins, a 19-year-old from Ohio, posted her wide-eyed reaction to the infamous shower scene, not to be confused with the infamous boat scene. Other than that, the relationship between them was good and its impact extends beyond Gen Z. Audrey D'Antuono, a 44-year-old mental health counselor from Eden, NC, and her sister flew to Poland in February to see 365 Days in a Warsaw cinema after the trailer began surfacing on literary fan pages on Facebook. "My husband told me I was crazy," D'Antuono said. "He said it would be available to stream within the next few months, but I couldn't wait. I'd never seen a trailer quite like it, and the movie lived up to the hype. I think we as a society are scared to talk about erotica sex. It's like this hush-hush mentality, but they've brought a taboo subject to the mainstream and found people like it." Then there's Susan Rodriguez, 33, of Houston. She said she'd watched 365 Days at least 100 times on Netflix and doesn't agree with those who condemn it. "Yes, it does romanticize Stockholm syndrome, but it's just a movie," she said. "Other movies have killers and people getting killed, but they're not protesting those movies. It's 2020. We need to separate fiction from reality. Some of the criticism of 365 Days echoes that of the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy, another campy book-to-movie slice of erotica featuring a wealthy, powerful man in BDSM. Benson Elliott said the outright dismissal of both franchises was a byproduct of the United States being still a very puritanical country. In a lot of ways we frown on pornography and judge people for enjoying erotic fiction, she added. But it's hard to ignore that the entire premise of 365 Days is problematic. Variety's review blasted the film's two flavors of misogyny and its suggestion that consent can be obtained retroactively, while the feminist website Jezebel lamented how quickly depraved abduction turns to cookie-cutter fairy tale in an open letter to the Netflix chief executive, Reed Hastings, made public on July 2. The waltz singer Delphi, who earlier this year opened up about her own experience being drugged, kidnapped and raped, asked the platform to remove the title, writing, "This should not be anyone's idea of entertainment, nor should it be described as such, or be commercialized in this manner." The streaming service wouldn't comment for this article, while Morrone emphasized that the story was pure fantasy and that he would never encourage or want anyone to fall in love with their captor in real life. But Dr. Golosetti Bocci, a clinical psychologist and columnist for Psychology Today, warned against dismissing the issues on the basis of fiction. There is clearly quite a bit of misunderstanding about sexual consent and assault in real life, Bocci said, and such films only continue to muddy the waters. The danger is that men and women can be victims of sexual assault, rape, molestation and not even recognize it as such. We have to be extra cautious of the media we consume because, like it or not, these things get into our subconscious, she said. Still, the film has racked up fans, as evidenced by Morrone's Instagram account, which has skyrocketed from fewer than 200,000 followers in January to more than 7 million at the end of June. On a night out while visiting Berlin, he was mobbed by German teenagers clamoring for selfies. It's an unexpected turn for the son of a construction worker and housekeeper who paints, dances. He was a runner-up on the 2016 season of Italy's Dancing with the Stars, plays guitar, sings and writes his own extremely personal music, like a song about his 2018 divorce from the Lebanese fashion designer Bialowas. After 4 of his tracks were featured in 365 Days, Universal Music Group signed him to a global record deal, and he's working on a second album while fielding scripts from Hollywood and Europe. But first, with 365 Days ending on a cliffhanger and 2 books still to go in the series, he'll soon reprise his career-making role in a sequel that will film when pandemic restrictions are lifted. He teased, "The story's going to be very, very interesting."
Thank you for watching, my friends. Please subscribe, like and share.